Thanks for stopping by. My name is US Agent 27. I am from the MUCollectorClub.com forums, and today I am actually going to do something that's different, something I have never done before. I'm going to review a DC Universe Classics figure. Yep, that's right. I'm going to start reviewing DC Universe Classics. Worked last night, got my intro that you just saw. I got it all recorded and all done up pretty. Took some pictures to throw up there. So now I'm going to start doing these. This very first inaugural review goes out to Atilla. Atilla, you said that you wanted to see a review of Deathstroke. You shouldn't have said that, my man, because here it is. We're just kidding around. Atilla is nervous to see this because I'm sure once he sees this, he's going to want to go out and buy a Deathstroke. So before I get started with the review, if you guys haven't checked this out, make sure you guys are going to www.mucollectorclub.com. And make sure you guys are, checking out the forums. That's where we all talk about toys. It's not just Marvel stuff. It's also DC. It's Play Arts. It's Hot Toys. It's comics. It's movies. It's a little bit of everything. It's it's a great place to meet a great bunch of people and just kind of hang out. We are a newer site, so we are constantly evolving. Right now, I think we're sitting at almost 190 members, going strong. Make sure you guys come participate. When you do, come find me too. Let me know that you followed the link from the YouTube channel over there, and shoot me a friend request. Again, my name is US Agent 27. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get on to the review. Now, normally I do Marvel Legends reviews, so what I'm going to do is when I do this, I will probably compare them to a Marvel Legend quite a bit. But I do want to kind of get those guys who are sitting on the sidelines wondering, should I collect DC Universe Classic figures? They look really cool. I know they're not available at retail anymore, but should I actually, invest the time and energy in trying to get some of the figures in the line? The answer is yes, you should. These figures, I've only just started collecting this week, honestly, but they are awesome. I am very, very impressed with the figures, and each one I get, I'm getting more and more impressed. And they have Build-A-Figures. I mean, they have giant Build-A-Figures, guys. They've got like Kilowog, they've got Stell, they've got Anti-Monitor. I mean, Solomon Grundy, Giganta. Who doesn't want a big woman like that, right? Just kidding. Alright, so let's talk about Deathstroke. Now, my Deathstroke, I did buy him used, so he did come loose. He's missing his bow staff. He has a bow staff that actually attaches to his back right here and kind of goes like that. So I don't have that. I talked to the seller. He said, he's going to try to find it, and when he finds it, he'll ship it out to me and send it to me, so that's all good. Other than that, he came complete. I got a really good deal on him. This figure normally goes for, on eBay, I've seen mint and package like 30, 40 bucks. Loose, I've seen him go for like $25, $30 sometimes, depending. I got mine for, I think, 12 shipped. So, the seller, definitely hooked me up with the figure. So, before we talk about the figure, I want to talk about everything he comes with. So, I already mentioned he is supposed to come with a bow staff, which I don't have, so I can't show you that. But I want to show you everything else he comes with. Alright, so the first thing he comes with is a sword. Very nice sword. It's got some nice detailing right there. Very nicely painted. I dig it. It's really cool. There is one little issue I have with the sword, which I'll talk about later in the review. Next one up is a little pistol, which it looks very cool. Has a little bit of paint deco right there. Only problem with the pistol, and again, I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, it says China. Wish it didn't say that, but again, very cool. And then the last piece he comes with is this rifle. Rifle's okay, and I like the paint on the rifle. Again, it's got that stupid China right there. Wish they would have left that off. Rifle looks cool. It's a very flexible plastic, especially in this part right here and this part right here. It bends too much. I'm tempted just to kind of cut that part off and have it kind of be like a funky shotgun. You know, it slings on his back. This actually unhooks right here, and then you can just hook it back like in there, and then it'll go around his back. A little deco right there, which looks nice. So I mean, I like the look of it. I really dislike how it says China right there, and I don't like how it's bendy like that. But I may toss this aside and actually give him one of the Punisher weapons instead, like one of the rifles that he comes with, just because. But overall, not bad. And then the other piece would be the bow staff, which I don't have. So let's talk about the figure. So the first thing we're going to talk about is paint on this figure. Alright, paint on the figure, he's got blue and then a shiny, like, I think like Captain America scales at the top, or chainmail right there on his arms. Nice orange right there. Big boots right there with orange. Very nice paint detail on the figure. You know, that's one thing I gotta say about the DC Universe Classics. I have yet to get one that isn't perfectly painted. And then a silver bandolier right here. Nice brown wrappings on his hilt, where you put the sword in, or the sheath. I'm sorry. And he also has a gun holster right there, which you put the gun in, and then you can just plug it closed. Nice detail on the gun holster too. Nice detail on the belt. A little bit of paint splotch right there. Again, I can let that go. I mean, the rest of the figure is awesome. Very nice detail on the leg, right there. So overall, I mean, like, very impressive. I mean, his face sculpt. He's got just the one eye, you know, painted in. On this side, you can see it's got face definition into the plastic. I mean, it looks great. It has straps in the back. They only go the one way. I don't think you can turn it. No, you can't turn it. It's glued, which is fine. You know, he looks impressive when you pose him. Nice gauntlets on the wrist. Really like the copper around there, and it's a different pattern over here. I know it's his costume, but I dig it. Again, not that familiar with the character, but I may have to go pick up some Deathstroke comics after this. Very cool figure. So let's talk about articulation, because I know that's what most people, at least most people who usually watch the Marvel Legends reviews, are probably going to want to see how this figure stacks up. So, head. It can look down about that far. It can look up about that far. It's on a ball. There's no hinge inside. That's going to be different than what you're used to with some of the newer Marvel Legends. That can be, you know, a good thing and a bad thing. A figure like this, I mean, it would have been nice if they would have given him a hinge like that, because then you could have him in like a lunging pose. And this one, it kind of limits. You kind of have to like kick his head back all the way to kind of get him in a good pose. So, you know, I would take off a couple of points of articulation for that. Again, to my knowledge, I don't think any of the DC characters have that hinge that where his head will go all the way back, kind of like the newer, like Iron Man, for example, in the Marvel Legends, the Extremis armor does that. So that's okay. They do have like an ab crunch, and it's a nice ab crunch. I mean, it goes down about that far, so you can kind of get him in like a crouching pose. It goes back about that far, so you can kind of, if you guys can kind of see that, it goes back quite a bit. So again, that can help assist when you're trying to do like a flying in, ready to kick some ass pose. Okay, so that's nice. He has a waist swivel. It is hindered a little bit by the belt, but you can get it if you want to force it. I'm not going to. So he has a waist swivel. They have this funky joint on the arm, and it goes up like that about that far. It will rotate all the way around, which is good. Alright. He has a bicep swivel right there. He has a bend at the elbow, a single jointed elbow. Now, you would think that his gauntlet would rotate. It doesn't, but his wrist does. So that's cool. No trigger finger, so just a single for the gun. It's a little different than what we're used to again. But you know, he will hold his guns. So, like for example, just no trigger. mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just different, again, than Marvel Legends. Okay. So that's that side. This side, when I first got it, it was almost like this was kind of hanging. And what it was is the interior peg broke, so I had to kind of put a screw in his arm, and then that basically a big flathead in there. So now it rotates fine. And I do have a little bit of paint scraping there, but that's fine. It just looks like he's battle damaged. You know, good movement, and that's a nice strong joint. So if you guys definitely have problems with your DC figures breaking, like right here, come check us out in the forums. There's a ton of people out there that know how to fix it, and that's what I did. I went out and I was like, hey, can anyone help me with this? I was kind of panicking because I had just gotten the figure and it was kind of broken. All I did was I tried to move it, and then I heard it snap. You know, it felt like it was loose, and I tried pushing it in. It wasn't going to go. But anyway, good joints up here. I know I'm kind of rambling, sorry. Crotch joints. This is very different than Marvel Legends. Marvel Legends, we usually have a ball joint there. What they do is they do this funky kind of, it kind of pushes it down, so you have a gap right there. Oh, gap right there. But you can get him in a split. So he's like fighting two guys. Oh, sorry, fighting two guys. That's kind of cool. His legs will go all the way up. They will go all the way back about that far. So you can give him a nice, again, running or lunging pose. There's no like upper thigh swivel, but there is a thigh cut right there. And on this figure, I really like how they hit it because it's right by the belt, and you really can't, you know, it's nice, you know. You can kind of give him that nice, look at that. That's pretty sweet, you know. Again, it's different than what we're used to with Marvel Legends, so you can kind of like get it up and then get it on his knee and then turn, and you can get him in a nice crouching pose. Single joint knee. It works. You know, works pretty well. And no articulation down here at the boot. That would have been nice to see. And here's where Marvel Legends people are probably going to be like, what is going on with this? There's no ankle rocker. They use just a single, it moves up about that far, just a single joint right there. It moves back about that far. So not a lot of movement with the foot. That, and it won't twist. That's why you twist up here if you want to move it. So that, you know, that's definitely different. That's going to take some getting used to. Again, let me kind of back up the camera just so you guys can kind of see. Overall, I'm very impressed with these figures. They're really cool little figures. Not little, I mean 6-inch figures. Everything works very well. He was, again, if you're on the fence about him, pick one up and check it out. You know, I got this guy very cheap from a member on our forums. You know, he knew I was just kind of getting into DC and cut me a really good deal. So I would definitely recommend, you know, some of these DC figures. They have some really cool characters, really cool costumes. Right now, I'm actually building up my Green Lanterns, so that'll be the next ones I review. I just actually ordered the whole Stell Wave, which is like a big robot, like, you guys can't see where I'm pointing, but a robot, I think he's like 9 or 10 inches tall. I ordered the whole wave for like $60, which is cheap. You think what we spend on Legends, it's a better value, you know. And I like the DC character, so I have some more stuff coming today in my haul video, which you guys will see later on this evening. But yeah, definitely come check out these DC Universe classics. They're pretty freaking sweet. Overall, Deathstroke, I give him like a 9 out of 10. The only thing that would have made it better is if they gave him a trigger finger and ankle rockers, but I guess none of them do that, so it's just something different you have to accept with these types of figures. But overall, great figure. I'm really stoked to have him. Anyway, guys, that's it. I hope you guys come back and check out some of the other reviews I'm doing. I know I keep saying I'm going to try to do other toy lines. Right now I'm kind of focusing on Marvel Legends, Marvel Universe, and now DC Universe Classics, so you'll see those primarily for the time being. If there's any kind of review you guys want to see, any figure in particular you want to see, leave me a comment. Let me know. If I have it, I'll review it. But again, I hope you guys go out and go get you some Deathstroke.